Hello friends, welcome back to this video on analog communication. In this video, I am going to talk about the next generation method of single sideband suppressed carrier type of amplitude modulation, which is phase discrimination method. So first we will see the circuit diagram for the phase discrimination method. The circuit diagram involves xt, which is my input signal. This is my information signal. So it is passed to a product modulator. Now here we have the Hilbert transform of xt, which is again going to a product modulator. So now here I have a voltage controlled oscillator which is generating the carrier signal. So this voltage controlled oscillator is supplying AC cos omega ct, and here we have 90-degree phase shift, or again we'll use the Hilbert transform and we'll multiply it here. So here I'll have AC sin omega ct. So I'll provide the signal to the adder. Here I can add the first signal and I can add or subtract the second signal. Depending upon the addition or subtraction, I can send either the upper sideband or the lower sideband. So now let's understand what is happening. So xt is going from here and it is multiplying by AC cos omega ct. So I am taking the value of AC to be 1 to just simplify the calculations. So it is xt cos omega ct. So now here it is taking the Hilbert transform of xt, which is denoted by x cap t. So here from here I am getting x cap t multiplied with sin omega ct. So I can add it or subtract it. So I hope you understood what I am going to do. In my previous video I discussed about the generation of single sideband suppressed carrier. So the single sideband suppressed carrier generated wave mt was represented by the same equation. So now I can say this circuit diagram is generating my mt, which is representing the modulated signal using single sideband suppressed carrier. So now we'll analyze how this circuit is generating my signal. So now if I talk about xt, I am taking the Fourier transform of xt to be x of omega. The Fourier transform of cos omega ct, I hope you all know. Cos omega ct is represented by pi del omega minus omega c plus del omega plus omega c. So this is the Fourier transform of cos of omega ct. Similarly, I can find out the Fourier transform of sin of omega ct. The Fourier transform of sin of omega ct is represented by pi by j del of omega minus omega c minus del of omega plus omega c. So now here what is happening? xt is multiplied with cos omega ct. And also I am taking the Fourier transform of x cap t to be x cap omega. So now xt is multiplied by cos omega ct. So x of omega is multiplied with pi del of omega minus omega c plus del of omega plus omega c. So I can represent it as, I can represent it as, this was x of omega into x of Fourier transform of x of t into cos of omega ct. So I can represent it like pi of x of omega minus omega c plus x of omega plus omega c, because it's the impulse function. Impulse function when multiplied with any signal, I'll get the signal with the same frequency of the impulse. So this is my signal when multiplied with the impulse. So let's understand with the help of the diagram. So this is my x of omega. From omega m to minus omega m, this is my x of omega. Now these are my impulse at omega c and minus omega c. These are two impulses at omega c and minus omega c of length pi. So now when these two are multiplied, I'll get minus omega c, the signals at these impulses. So now I hope you can see I am getting x of omega plus omega c and x of omega minus omega c, so which is multiplied with pi. So this is about the first part, which is xt cos of omega ct. So now if I talk about x cap t sine of omega ct, so x cap of omega was equal to minus j signum of omega into x of omega. I know the formula to find out the Hilbert transform. In the frequency domain, it was equal to minus j signum of omega into x of omega. So now I can represent x cap of omega as minus j signum of omega into x of omega and multiplied with the Fourier transform of sine omega ct, which is pi by j del of omega minus omega c minus del omega plus omega c. So now this j and this j will get cancelled out and I am getting pi. Similarly, this signal will multiply with the impulse and I am getting x of omega minus omega c signum omega minus omega c minus x of omega plus omega c multiplied with signum omega plus omega c. So now what does it represents? I have the signal at minus omega c and omega c, so I'll draw the same signal. This is omega c, this is minus omega c. So here I have the signal. So now it is multiplied with signum of omega minus omega c. So here I had minus term as well. So the signum at minus omega c would be the function like this and the signum at plus omega c would be the function like this. But here I need minus of signum omega minus omega c and minus of signum omega plus omega c. So these are representing signum omega plus omega c, signum omega minus omega c. And if I multiply it with minus 1, I'll get this is 1, this is minus 1, this is 1, this is minus 1. So this is at minus omega c, this is minus of signum of omega plus omega c, and this is minus of signum omega minus omega c. Now what I have to do, I'll multiply x of omega minus omega c with minus of signum. So now let's see what will happen. So at minus omega c, here it is multiplied with plus 1. This half, this is the, which half is that? It is the upper side band is multiplied with the plus 1. So upper side band I have same, but the lower side band is multiplied with the minus 1. So I am multiplying this with this. So here I'll get the inverted signal. Similarly here the lower side band is multiplied with minus 1. So here I'll get the signal like this. So now when I add, what is happening? I can add them or I can subtract them. So this was xt cos omega ct. I can add this plus this. So this is xt cos omega ct. This is minus omega c, and I'll join it. This is omega c, and this represents my x cap omega sine of omega ct. Similarly, this is x of omega cos of omega ct. So now if I add them, when I'll add them, what will happen? This plus this, I'll get, so this is my minus omega c, this is my omega c. So when this is added to this, I'll get the same signal with the twice of the amplitude. But when this lower sideband is added to this, I'll get 0. Similarly here also, if this is added to this, I'll get 0, and this is added to this, I'll get the same signal with twice the amplitude. Similarly, I can get the waveform for, this was the waveform for upper sideband. Similarly, I can calculate the waveform for lower sideband. I just need, from the subtraction here, I just need the addition. So here I did the subtraction, that is why I got the upper sideband. Here I had the negative sign now, so that is why I got the upper sideband. Similarly, I can add the two signals, this signal plus this signal, and I'll get the lower sideband. I hope you understood each and everything which I wanted to convey about the phase discrimination method. If you still have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment box and I'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and push the like button. Thank you.